Hey there everybody, welcome back. This is Mystic Games for my Subnautica playthrough. Today we're going to be reading from the PDA. As you guys can see, I actually did pause the PDA because I want to do some reading. I don't want to die of hunger or thirst while I'm doing this. So, we're going to kind of look through all the different... I have not read like any of these, obviously. I'm going to probably do mostly, like, I'm probably going to save life forms and stuff for when I build my base, because I showed you guys last time I'm collecting. We might do it like a little aquarium tour, and I'll kind of go to each booth and we'll read about the fish. I think that would be a neat way of doing that. At least for the ones that we can hatch and the ones that I captured, like the smaller peeper specimens and stuff. So... Enzyme host peeper. A peeper specimen was observed emitting a faint fluorescent enzyme trail and engaging in unusual behavioral patterns. It's actively approaching other creatures, including predators. That's interesting. The specimen is a host to a bacterial infection. However, the infection is currently dormant. Okay, so it has the infection, but it's not active. Peeper's stomach cavity contains unknown enzymes. Interesting. So I should eat one of those, is what it's telling me. Go find one of these, eat it, and I should be good for a minute. Because it doesn't cure it, it just makes it dormant. I mean, that technically should mean it can spread. Because, like, if you get, you know, we'll do real world here, you get COVID, right? If you don't have the proper shot that works properly, because that was a whole thing at one point, but you want to not only cure it or make yourself resistant, but you want to make sure you're not spreading to others. So that's interesting, because when it remains dormant, sometimes that means you can still transfer something. So if you're infected, you get bright green blisters. It's waterborne, which means I'm gonna get it because I'm swimming around. It increases aggressive behavior. And the bacterium itself is unlike anything that we've found. May be contagious. Avoid. Do not under any circumstances consume the flesh. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Because if it's a waterborne bacterium, I'm gonna get it. Anyways. Air pumps. I don't think I ever have used an air pump in this game. I can see it being useful in the beginning. The base attached air pump can be built at a compatible habitat. And well, interesting. So this can be built in your base too, like not just. Okay. Is there two different versions? Because there's a base attached one and then a floating one. I'll have to take a look at that too, guys. So and then they need pipes. That part I know. Creature decoy. I need to make one of these, by the way, because we're going to be going into dangerous waters. The advanced deployable catch-all solution for mimicking the behavior of a living creature. Supposed to vibrate. Okay, vibrate air and water and sends out randomized high frequencies and sound waves. Makes sense. Oh, you can hand place this? That's interesting. So I could actually just get out, carry one with me and drop it. Short onboard battery life, provides limited lifespan, attracts predators. I'm actually surprised that it's a short onboard battery. Obviously that's for gameplay reasons, but I feel like realistically with the technology we have here, I have a permanent super PDA here. Like, this thing would probably not last like a very short amount of time. I'm sure they could make a better one. Now we have our scanner. This is what we've been using the whole game. It allows us to pick up blueprints, analyze ourselves. I actually read this one before. Light stick. I actually want to make one of these. A mobile battery powered LED which provides low level light in a 360 degrees can be attached to most surfaces. That could actually be useful when I'm out at night exploring, just so I can drop it places. maybe having like 2 of these. Propulsion cannon. We've seen what this baby can do. I like this. Used in construction and mining. Operating instructions. Pull the trigger once to lock on. Pulls it. The object can then safely be moved. Alternatively, pull the trigger a second time to release it. Oh, I use it all the time on those little eye walker things. Some species are telekinetic. For everyone else, there's Altera. I actually wonder if in this universe humans have met other alien life. I wonder if that's actually, well, okay, obviously we have on this planet, but I mean like humanoid aliens. That would actually be an interesting tidbit, because I don't think we've learned that yet. Radiation suit. Not reading that one. That one's, we've already used it. We get the idea. The reinforced dive suit. Okay, so physically impact velocity approximately by 50%, so it absorbs some of the hit. This I've noticed. I can go into hotter temperatures with it. You are not invulnerable when wearing this suit. Why take chances when you can take Altera? I do like this suit. This has been very helpful. The Altera repair tool. Get your fix. You guys can also read, pause and read these. I'm kind of just quick reading some of them. Some of them I'm more intrigued in. The repulsion cannon. I found that in a time capsule. I feel like the propulsion cannon is more useful though. Anyway, stasis rifle is fantastic, and I love this thing. Just so everyone knows, I have played Below Zero before as well. Because obviously, everyone, this is my second playthrough of this. That's why sometimes I see things and I'm kind of like somewhat knowledgeable, but there are parts where I'm like, I just never saw this. They didn't put the stasis rifle in that, and I did not like that. So I thought that was a very cool thing. Slow, fast-moving mechanisms. That's interesting, because I never even thought about using it on something like that. I have on, obviously, incapacitating organisms. Navigating perilous spaces by freezing potential threats. I mean, that's kind of goes together, I would say. May not be functional correctly on larger life forms. Okay. The Altera stasis rifle, life's fast, why not put it on pause? Time capsules. These sturdy containers are designed to store written photographic evidence for later retrieval in addition to a number of small items. Seeking either to aid those who find themselves in the same predicament in the future or leave evidence of their plight, which may be found long after their bodies have disintegrated. Most emergency escape vehicles are equipped with a time capsule by default. Cool. Alien containment. Showing peepers and it's a ray of some kind. I can't think of the name in the whole fish, I want to say. Despite huge Altera-led advancements in stellar technology, exploring new worlds still has its challenges, and alien life forms are one of them. Again, I wonder if they've met any like intelligent, what we would consider more animalistic life forms. Anyways, that's why we built the Alien Containment Unit. The unit is designed primarily to breed larger or more dangerous species. It must be installed in a multi-purpose room. I believe the large room does work now with this. Units may be connected between rooms stacked in a column. Okay. That's cool. We're gonna have to try that when I make my my base. Hatch must be installed in order to access. Oh. Yes, I remember this. I actually think this lowers your base's integrity too for every hatch. I totally didn't even think about that. The base of a unit is a planter. Yes, allowing flora. Provide them with sufficient time in living organisms of the same species. They should mate and reproduce. Eggs inside the unit will hatch over time. Organism raised from birth and captivity often exhibit. They're usually more passive. Warning. Environmental controls may fail if the unit is overpopulated. Infections may be transmitted faster between specimens. That makes sense. I mean, they're stuck in there. Never tap on the glass. You don't know what will tap back or how hard. We're actually going to close that. Like, just so you guys know, I have a bunch of eggs. Again, I'll just show this for anyone who's just watching this video. So, I've gathered pretty much duplicates of everything. And back here. Oh, wrong button. So this is like just for to see them, whereas this is like to breed them and make more. Bulkhead. That's to seal the door. We've seen these. I use these all the time. I have a whole garden out there. Fabricator's what we're using to make everything. Floodlight. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Habitat builder. Build on land, underwater, or in a vacuum? Oh, space. Habitats can be enhanced to become long-term homes, remote research, defensive outposts, and more. Interestingly enough, like there is... I'm surprised they didn't add that to the game, but they kind of made it so if you're in your base, they don't bother you, it seems like the hostile creatures, but it would have been interesting if they didn't do that and you actually had to build like a stasis cannon on your base, and it would, or something that would like shock them. That would have been an interesting thing for some, like the devs to do. I don't know how difficult that would be to program though. But yeah, that's actually, I feel like that would have been a really cool idea for them to do that. The more I'm thinking about that, because that would have just added a whole layer to the game, like a whole different layer. Select the basic compartment from the builder menu, place it where you want. Add a hatch to it, build solar. So I find it interesting how they're, if you're your first time player, they're pretty much telling you how to make your first base, like in the simple sense. Primary habitats, systems like oxygen generation, they're drawn from power, will not function without power. Quick build habitats, a home far, far away from home. Interior grow beds, the same as exterior but inside. Modification station that upgrades certain things. Moon pool, that's where we dock our sea moth and our prawns. Consumes a lot of power. But it doesn't consume power unless something's parked in there, I believe. That needs power. Alright, planners. Yeah. Scanner room. I actually haven't made one of these yet. Oh, so in the new one, they added a room where you could like change your base and stuff. I wish they had added that in the update. That's a side note, though. 3D display, controlled drones up to 500 meters, wall-mounted camera feed. Upgrade console may enhance the module. Okay. Spotlight. If you build a spotlight on your base, will things run into your base and cause hull integrity damage? Someone let me know in the comments. Water filtration system, that's fantastic. The Altera water filtration system, any liquid into pure, refreshing, pH balanced water, yes sir, any liquid. That's kind of concerning. Bioreactor. On plants where organic matter is plentiful but not sunlight is not, a reliable bioreactor will be frequently proved the most efficient power source. The bioreactor, totally organic. I'm not sure this is organic. Looks pretty much metal to me. Nuclear reactor. For everything else, there's nuclear power. Powered up by 4 replaceable uranium reactor rods. Do not attempt to replace the rods without a full radiation suit. Do not attempt to overclock the reactor. Nuclear is ideal for energy-intensive operations such as self-sufficient colonies supporting more than 20 people, industrial outposts operating multiple docks and heavy machinery, research stations housing living specimens. We've used solar panels before. I've actually been off-stream collecting resources and doing like minor stuff, and these are not sufficient at this point. Like, I'd need way more to actually upkeep with what I'm doing. Thermal plant. That's pretty funny. If it's 800 degrees outside and you're in danger of burning to death at any moment, you may as well get some cheap, reliable energy. The thermal power plant. It's hot. It's hot, guys. I do want to do my next big base. I do want to use thermal power as my main source, and then I'd probably use bioreactors as backup. If I go deep, I'll probably use these 2 power sources. And if I stay closer, I might do like thermal. I might try to find a spot with heat, and then use this as a backup source. I might throw a bioreactor in a room just because. We'll see when we get there. Cyclops. This is the most popular and reliable deep-sea submersible in the galaxy. By comparison to the competition, it can be crewed by just 1 pilot, hence the name. Cyclops. 1 eye. Okay, it features 3 speeds. Dry docking, yup. Extensive storage solutions, which I've added more. Internal and external video feeds. Onboard AI for threat detection. Extensive customization options, which I've done quite a bit on mine. Higher speeds generate more noise, yup. Power consumption, engine off, 0, 25, flank. Alright, I generally run here. Silent running mode may be activated in conjunction with any speed setting to reduce noise to close to 0. Okay, so this is okay. This is good to know. This will, if I get in trouble, I can put this on and still stay in standard and be okay. I don't have to like go down to slow to run this and reduce my noise. Yeah, there's only one. That's interesting. Hey, we only have 1 spot to sleep. I do have this, I just haven't been able to make it yet. Oh. The reactive waterproof nanosuit is... Okay, it's Mark III, so there's been other versions of this. Powerful hydraulic limbs allow for manipulation of objects and power traversal. I will say that this thing is like the most awkward vehicle I feel like I've ever used. But I do like it. I think it's cool. I just think it's very awkward. Like, that's the one thing that I don't feel like gameplay-wise is like really well defined. I guess it makes it, you do really kind of feel like you're in it though, because I don't feel like this thing wouldn't feel like it's clunky to move around. Rear-mounted thrusters provide maneuverability in low gravity. Yeah, we need to upgrade those. There's an upgrade for that. I don't like the basic of it. Range of modifications are available. Sea Glide, this thing's fantastic. The Sea Glide, anything that moves faster underwater is probably trying to eat you. Well, that's not good if it moves faster. Sea Moth is a one-person vehicle that's independent replaceable power cell fitted in the rear. Low power multi-directional thrusters. Most long-range vessels carry at least 2 vehicles of this class to facilitate exploration and exploitation of small astronomical bodies. However, they can also be fabricated as standard mobile vehicle bay. They may be modified. We've actually, my first one had that and it blew up. Yeah. It goes anywhere but land. So it should go in space too, right? Or space. So in sea and space. This is where you use to name and change the colors. Alien data. Alien rifle. And the doomsday device. The alien arch. Alien vent. So the vents are connected to an ancient piping network. This is more intriguing. The arch is, I'm pretty sure it teleports you. If that's what I'm remembering. This one is interesting. The inflow vent is drawing water from the surrounding area, pumping it to an unknown source, or an unknown location. Sorry. Warm deoxygenated water is being expelled. Okay. Most creatures are avoiding the fence. Peepers can be observed entering and exiting pipes without signs of distress, so they're willingly going. Energy core, force field controls, the ion cube. The green mineral substance has no entry on the periodical table and has unprecedented ability to store a huge amount of ionic energy within. Likely grown artificially, cubic appearance suggests it's been cut from a larger deposit. Each cube contains the equivalent ionic energy of 5 kilotons of TNT. Wow. Under the right conditions, the energy can be released in a controlled manner, likely used as batteries, but would require its essential power source to be recharged. So it's good for energy eventually. Did I get schematics for that? No. Nothing like an upgrade, right? That was already had energy efficiency things. No. Alright. Purple tablet. This carbon-based device is lighter than it looks. Features a symbol that looks kind of like a U with an S. Lit up in purple despite the onboard power still functioning. Algae growth on the exterior indicates it was abandoned hundreds, perhaps thousands of years ago. While the technology is far beyond Federation levels, there's no obvious ways to interface with it. Should be able to make another one if necessary. So they can copy it, but they can't. They don't understand it, which is weird. Yeah, we read this when we went to the base, and then this is the one that kind of says the layout, like it was able to read the layout of the base, which was interesting. We're going to listen to these ones so you guys can have a break from my lovely voice.
Exiting sleep mode. Loading voice recognition. Engineer Barclay and Chief Technology Officer you identified.
Drone, get me a propulsion cannon.
Repulsion cannon retrieved.
Hey, Berkeley. Install that circuit box with that repulsion cannon and you'll punch a hole in the cargo bay.
Damn it, Drone, I said propulsion, not repulsion. Recalibrate sensors.
Sensors recalibrated.
Sensors aren't the problem. I tweak the program. It's like you now. It doesn't like being told what to do.
Drone, I know...
His name's Albert now.
Albert, I know it's not your fault, but it would really help me do my job if you'd bring me what I asked for. Thanks for your time.
Propulsion cannon retrieved.
Thank you. Now go away.
Entering hibernation mode.
Boss, this hobby of yours isn't making my job any easier. Or safer.
Maybe so, but it's all that's stopping me from being so bored I take a spacewalk in my skivvies.
That's pretty funny. Just messing with him.
The way I see it, no one's to blame here.
He gave me the wrong coordinates.
She didn't give me clear instruction. Okay, I'll rephrase. You've been equally incompetent. Now, we've We've lost time, but we're closer to the planet. So if the Degassi's out there, the scans should pick it up.
Why are we even helping the Mongolians? They're the competition.
Enjoy your shore leave on Sanjay Station? Like having fuel in the tanks? Thank the Mongolians. We run the scans, we show them we didn't find anything, and we say thanks for the free dinner. Clear? Sir, there's something odd on the surface scan here. Turn that recorder off.
Interesting. So I already listened to this one. This was the medical doctor that didn't actually, he pretty much faked his credentials essentially and cheated. This was the guy who was like praying to God. Interesting. And we have...
How's his log? It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
I'm sorry, Ozzy. I'd probably be not ecstatic either. To all crew, if you are reading this, when you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this life pod's onboard computer, contrary to my orders, I have been forced to evacuate. Your orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope to see you there.
Keen, this is Aurora. Come in. This is Keen. Light pod detached to Cape Planet 4 in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Captain!
Captain was a good man. Yeah. I would hope I would do the same if I were in his position. Like, he chose to increase the chance for everyone else to survive by giving his life.
You really think it'll carry two of us?
Your regular sea glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cellar rig to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Oh, sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the light pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting. This one I read. This was the one from Life Pod 4 that was flipped over near the Reaper Leviathan. He was very unlucky, to say the least.
Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. We're not in immediate danger.
Where are the rescue teams?
The Aurora didn't make it.
So, where are the rescue teams?
They're dead, ma'am. We have rendezvous coordinates, but the routes are radiated.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm head of human resources, ma'am. This is not my expertise. But the PDA says if we can find some lead, we can make radiation suits.
Oh, there! I am not setting foot outside this life pod without the proper protection.
Don't worry. I'll go.
Welcome to customer service. Anyone that works retail, you know what it's like.
What are you doing?
You were gone so long. I thought you drowned.
Put the flare down.
I was going to try and attract someone's attention.
That's not a distress flare. Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Yeah, so remember retail, guys. Ever worked retail? That's your customer right there. It blows up the building. Oh, this was the guy that was kept making like toys and stuff when he was trying to use the fabricator.
We have to board the Aurora, repair the long-range comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only two that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command, it's survival.
My obligations as acting commander don't turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me much choice.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Keen, 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class Predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe. Keen, out.
I wonder if she was already killed when he sent this message. These are all the different bases. I actually think I found some of these just randomly. I dropped beacons at them. I listened to this one last time at the end of my other stream, but so we'll start here. Actually, we'll start from the beginning so everyone can get it.
I thought it might get claustrophobic living underwater. Father feels it is. He'd tell me it was childish, but I stare out the window and sometimes I think how lucky I am to see this world up close. Back on the island, I wouldn't have believed the creatures that live down here. The fish, they glow. There's one that's 90% eyeball. Snakes twice the length of a habitat compartment. Certainly, it's not all friendly. Most of the plant life is toxic. Learned that the hard way. But I've managed to coax some marble melons into growing indoors. And when they don't cover our dietary needs, well, we eat the fish themselves. It's a bit gross, but it's nothing they wouldn't do. I've been attempting to document my findings. Father approves. He says understanding is power, that the more we know about this planet, the more we can use it to our advantage. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's not easy without proper equipment and network access, but the old-fashioned way, observing, taking notes, testing theories, shows me the world in a way a spectroscopic analysis never could. Lately, I've been watching the crab snakes. They ambush their prey as it tries to feed on the mushrooms they hide in. What they don't eat settles on the seabed, which fertilizes the mushrooms, which feeds the herbivores, and so the chain continues. Co-evolution gives me the fuzzies.
This Bart guy really likes learning.
Something incredible just happened. Since we're down here, I had this plan to build equipment and study the life forms we were encountering, but I didn't have enough enameled glass. So, I started looking for a natural substrate that would strengthen the glass we have, and those stalker teeth we've been finding fit the bill. Only, well, we needed more. That's when Marguerite got interested. She actually listened to me, more than I can say for Father, and I worked up the courage to talk about my more tentative theories. When I told her they were attracted to metal deposits, that their teeth get dislodged when they pick them up, her eyes narrowed and she dashed out of the room. 3 hours later, she came back, her pack loaded down with stalker teeth. I asked her about it. She shrugged and said my theories were good. Said she had the meeting out of the palm of her hand. I think she meant it literally. She is incredible. She went out to the kelp forest armed with just a heat blade and went fin to fin with a pack of stalkers. On the one hand, that is the coolest thing I have ever heard. On the other, well, I hope the stalkers didn't come off worse than Marguerite did. She had a huge gash on her forearm. I don't think things went as smoothly as she made out. What's the point in surviving here if we have to kill everything that makes it so wonderful? I wish I knew more about these animals, but Father won't let me leave the habitat. Maybe with all this glass, we could build a containment unit and get up close to them.
Interesting. So he's trying to build... His dad's probably sheltering us. What it sounds like, his dad's like not letting him out of the habitat. So Marguerite's gonna have to go for him.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
So Bart didn't make it. He got infected. Ill health. And it sounds like the other two died.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators, fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship. And your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
See, if in this situation, Paul probably should have just let her go. He's obviously paying her. Like if he's the boss and she's on his payroll, that's his son, right? He doesn't want to risk his son's life. I would just let her go. Be like, yeah, you go collect stuff, and we'll work on the planners here. Anyways.
Son, I said wait for the storm to pass. Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgo has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. No staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
So they had a habitat builder on the island, obviously. Why wouldn't you just build, like... Oh, they might not have the resources, right? I was thinking you could potentially just build something to put over the grow beds. Like, that's a temporary, like, kind of cover.
You see, Chief? You brought us to this sodden planet. Told us we'd see a lush payday. Now what do we got some 6 weeks later? A dead crew, a habitat that's half buried, food washed away.
I suppose the executive decisions would be better left to someone with your extensive experience of hitting people in the face.
I know enough not to take unscheduled detours to uncharted planets. That's something you don't want to learn the hard way.
Easy to judge a decision in hindsight. Harder to come up with a plan of your own.
Got one already. We take what we can carry and hunker down in a cave somewhere. I scouted a site, a couple 100 meters deep, lots of metal deposits.
How do you imagine we'd live?
With ready access to building materials, like damn queens, a couple of water filters, a bioreactor, fresh fish. But Chief, we'll eat seaweed salad and drink our own urine if that's what it takes. All that matters is, do you got something better?
Send the coordinates to my PDA. I'll review your proposal. is that thing?
I don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen.
It's not even scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing.
We're not the first people to come to this planet.
People. Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out by staying here.
So, they found a tablet. I'm pretty sure when he said it's glowing, it's one of the tablets that we use in the base for the aliens like they have.
Son, there is always a pecking order. And in our world, money makes a hierarchy. I pay Maida a fraction of what I pay you, and you a fraction of what I pay me.
If money makes the hierarchy, why is Marguerite making the decisions?
We need her. We let her think what she likes, so long as she does what she's told.
What if she doesn't?
For enough money, she will. People always do.
Yeah, when you're stuck on a deserted island, money doesn't really matter.
We're already 200 meters below sea level. You want to go deeper?
Look around us, Chief. Water leaking through the hull, water outside the hatch. We're drowning. Real slow. If rescue arrives, whatever shot us down, it's gonna do it again and again until it's shut off. You see an off switch around here, Chief?
Why would it any more likely be half a kilometer down?
Your kid found something on the scanner. There's something down there. Something that shouldn't be.
You're mad.
I'm going all the same, and I've an idea you two are gonna follow. But if you do, be mindful. Your authority stopped at sea level.
Yeah, I don't think he should have followed her if he did. Okay. I believe I picked this up in the right below my base in the mushroom area there. The glowing mushrooms.
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Mort, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degazi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not going to weaken her life to have a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years.
Interesting. So oh, okay, so that's just other documentation there. Yeah, that's the coconut thingamajig. We're going to be ending the episode shortly, guys. I just really wanted to get through the Degazi, because that was pretty interesting to me. They apparently were trying to go deeper. Alright, so I'm going to switch the PDA back to not being frozen, and next episode we're going to listen to the radio, and I'm probably going to mine off stream, because I've been planning on doing that for a while, but I wanted to do this video today first, and then I'm going to probably run off, do some mining with my prawn suit. Some of the PDA is very interesting, like the lore in here, and then some of it you could just see they like, it just didn't, I don't know, I feel like it didn't have as much effort, but some of it, you know, it's like, it was like a light, and it's like, you know, what do you have to say about a light, I guess, so. Alright, I appreciate you guys all watching. I hope you come back for the next one. That may be boring for some people. If you guys, you know, don't feel like, didn't enjoy the thing, the next video should be more searching and looking around and exploring areas. So I appreciate you all showing up. If you're enjoying the, you know, playthrough, you can always go through. I've done my best to make a playlist and put it in the best possible order so that you guys can just watch right on through. Hey, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.